Our technique of the month this time, we're going to be working on a bow or a staff. So number one, how big should your bow be? The traditional saying is that it should be within 2 inches of your height, either 2 inches just below or 2 inches above. So you don't want it to be too high, but if you have one that's too small, it's not going to work effectively for you. So that's number one, make sure you get the right size staff. Number two, if you have a bow that has the grip, then you can easily see where your center is, and this is a good marker for knowing how to hold the bow and where to keep your hands. So we typically are going to always hold it in the thirds position, so my hands are about shoulder width apart, generally that's about where the grip is, and this is kind of where my hands are going to stay. So typically your right hand is palm up, your left hand is palm down, and that's the position that we're going to stay in when it comes to gripping the bow. So the first strike we're going to work on is called a forward strike. I'm going to demonstrate one, and then we'll break it down. So when we do our forward strike, it is not technically hitting downward like this. So if you see your hand traveling in this downward position, then you're not doing it right. Technically, my hand is going to punch out straight like a punch, but because my bow is moving forward, it's called a forward strike. So the hard part is what the left hand has to do. So my right hand is going to stay in the exact same place, but my left hand is going to loosen the grip and slide up and down the bow. So when I start my bow in this position, my left hand is going to be pulling back toward my hip as my right hand punches out straight. The left hand is going to finish down by my pocket, and I want my right hand to finish palm down, just like a punch would be. Now here's why. If you finish with your forward strike and your hand is in this position, and then you hit something here, it's gonna snatch the bow right out of your hand. We wanna turn that palm down so that when it makes contact, it's got a firm reinforcement with the palm of the hand. So this is how we're going to practice this. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. I'm going to leave my left hand kind of at my hip position. I'm going to bring my right hand up toward my right ear, and I'm going to practice just punching straight out, snapping that hand over at the end. So this is hopefully to get my body accustomed to that straight line forward motion that I want my staff to travel. Okay? So now I'm going to bring the hand up, back into my third position. And as I punch forward, the left hand is going to travel to the hip, finishing at the end of the staff, right about where my pocket is. And it slides back up, and it slides down to the pocket. Again, that hand is traveling straight from my ear out, finishing chin high. That's where we're going to finish our forward strike. So now we're going to talk about stepping. It can be done opposite footwork, but I'm going to step right foot and then be hitting with my right hand. And step out to my forward strike. Now, there's one other key detail here. Our traditional forward stance is body square, everything forward. But the point of using the staff is to reach farther. I want a longer reach. So what I'm going to let my body do is actually allow my body to blade. So I'm in a little more of a narrow stance. My back foot can actually pivot and turn out. And I'm going to let the chest and the body blade so that my shoulder reaches further out, giving me an even longer reach with my staff. And that is your forward strike. Now we're going to give you some tools for practicing your forward strike. I have here a bob because I don't have a live partner with me today, but typically we would do this in class and I would just use a partner. So I want to back up far enough that I know I'm not going to hit my partner, but I'm going to use that partner's focus, making sure that my punch, my punching hand, that hand that's out in the front, finishes about as high as my chin, and then my bow staff would be striking into the top of the head. Okay? So the next strike we're going to work on is a side-to-side strike. So just like when we do punches and we want our arms to extend all the way, it's going to be the same when we're holding the bow in our hands. So holding the bow in the thirds, my right hand's at the top, left hand's at the bottom. When you turn it vertically, your right hand's palm up, your left hand's palm down. So what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to jerk my right hand back to my side and punch out with my left, making sure that that left arm is extended all the way. I also want to maintain a good grip. You don't want to be punching and then opening your hand and poking your fingers out and things like that. So this is my left side strike, and then I'm going to jerk my left hand back and hit with my right hand. Again, right hand extended all the way out. When I'm on the left side, it's coming under my armpit. When I'm hitting on the left hip and it comes back to the right side, it's on the outside of my bicep. So this is my left-right side strikes. Okay? So a way that you can practice that is if you have a partner who can hold their hand, you just practice going from one to the other, making sure each time that the tip of your bow is aimed at your target. And that is your side-to-side strike. The next strike we're going to do is an up-down strike. So I'm going to start from my right side strike position. So the bow is under my left arm. So from here, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. My left hand is going to punch while my right hand pulls back, hitting upward here. Now what I don't want to do is to be cracking my collarbone or the muscles or the bones in my shoulder joint here. So I want to make sure that my bow comes to the outside of my arm slightly this way. Now also this is kind of an awkward position for the hand, but you want to still maintain as much of a tight grip as possible and reaching out as far as possible. What happens here typically is we tend to get these little short strikes and then the bow is not coming up to your target. So we want to reach out as much as possible. So from our starting position, the left hand's going to push forward, the right hand's going to pull up, and there you have your up strike. Then from here, I'm going to pull back with the left, striking down with the right. So this is my up, down strike. Watch it from this side. So up, making sure that that arm is as straight as I can get it, and down, making sure that the right arm is as straight as I can get it. So up, down. So this one is even harder than the side-to-side strike to make sure you hit a target. Everybody tends to shorten it, right? So what you really want to do is have a partner hold their hand and you aim the staff right at them. I'll demonstrate. So this ball is about as high as my chin, so I'm going to use this as my focus point for my up-down strike. Starting from my side position, I want to do my up strike, making sure that I extend that arm all the way. This one's on the outside of the shoulder, and I have the end of the staff pointed at the ball. Then my down strike, same way. I want to make sure that I'm extended. Now I'm going to add my stance in, up, stopping that stick where it is, and again trying to maintain a tight grip, and down. Up, and down. Up, and down. Up, and down. So this is a great way to practice that up-down strike, getting your arms used to reaching out all the way and not doing those little T-Rex strikes. So now we're going to put our up-down and the side-side strike together. So starting from that under the arms position, I'm going to go up, down, side, side. So again, from that under the left arm position, up, down, side, side. And again, up, down, side, side. One of the best ways to practice this is to have a partner who will hold their hand for you and you practice up, down, side, side, making sure each time that the end of your stick is pointed at that target and your partner can help make sure that you're really extending those arms properly. The next thing you can do is have your partner call the moves for you, and then you have to match the pace of the call. Up, down, side, side, up, down, side, side, up, down, side, side. So you match the pace of whatever your partner calls. So practice that up, down, side, side strike. So again, practicing our up, down, side, side strike. If you don't have a partner, you can find yourself a focal target of some sort that you can use to aim. So I'm going to use the ball. I want to make sure that I'm extending my arms and that I stop the end of the staff right where the ball is. So I don't want to start full speed. I want to start slowly, gradually increase my speed when my muscles get used to doing the strike properly. So up, down, side, side. 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 Go. 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 And so there you go. That is your up, down, side, side, or 4-strike. Practice it. Now we're going to take the strikes that we've learned and put them together. So a forward strike and the up, down, side, side. This is going to make you have to move that left hand up and down your bow staff. I'm going to demonstrate from the side. So forward strike, my left hand slides to the end of the staff, finishing at my pocket. From here, I'm going to go right into my up, down, so my left hand has to slide up and strike up, down, side, side. So slowly, again, building the speed, making sure that that left hand slides back up to the third position. Again, forward strike, hand is at the end of the staff. It has to slide up for the up, down, side, side. So there you go. We're putting the strikes together. Forward strike, up, down, side, side. Practice it. Now we're going to work on a thrust. So let's say I just finished my up, down, side, side strike position. From here, I'm going to pull the bow back. I want to make sure that it stays level with the ground. And as I thrust forward, my hands will rotate over at the end. So I pull the bow back, rotate the hands over. So my hands are rotating each way. So what I see sometimes, it's a bad habit, is that people will pull the bow staff this way. But then where's the tip pointed? So then the thrust needs to go that way. So if you're thrusting straight forward, you have to make sure that that bow staff stays level with the ground, and then we thrust straight forward. If you're thrusting up, then by all means pull the bow at that angle, but that's not typically a thrust that you would see. So make sure you pull the bow level and you thrust. Okay, so one way we can practice that, we're going to do it just from this neutral position here. So I'm going to thrust to the left, thrust to the right, thrust to the left, thrust to the right, thrust to the left, thrust to the right, thrust to the left, thrust to the right. You can add a stance here. So I'm going to go into a straddling stance when I thrust to the rear, and then to a forward stance when I thrust to the front. So straddling, forward, straddling, forward. So there you have it, thrust. So now we're going to incorporate the thrust into the combo that we had before. So we're going to do a forward strike, up, down, side, side, and then into the thrust. Forward strike, up, down, side, side, thrust. Forward strike, up, down, side, side, thrust. And from this end. There you go, practice that combo.